Hi, this is a short video on how to resolve the EWS tampering fault on a BMW. This is a E61 2008 LCI model, and this is a Foxwell multi-system scanner NT510 Elite. So I've got a few other scanners down there which I've used for various bits and pieces which they have helped with, but this is the only one of these three that will resolve this issue. So it's a pretty scary fault, this, because I mean, the car will turn over, but it just won't start. So I think the immobilizer has stopped fuel and ignition. So yeah, it won't actually start. I caused it. Actually, let me get this started. So let's go into BMW, enter. I can use this to find my VIN number, which is successfully done there. If it fails to find it, you can find it on your door pillar, or I can on my BMW anyway. So there it's down there. Same number there. So that's that. So it's found the vehicle, which is all good, and we'll now let it load data. So this bit takes a bit of time. So just going back to the fault, it's yeah, it's a pretty scary fault. I caused it by letting the battery run down too low. Kind of crept up on me a bit. It started to lose its time. Everything else seemed to be fine actually, but it was losing the clock need to be reset regularly. So and then I came out to the car and it wouldn't turn over, and it kind of got worse from there really. So I ended up buying a new battery for the car, and when I hooked it all up, I got the EWS tampering error and it wouldn't start. So like I said, it's a bit scary, but so I started a bit of internet research and found out what I needed to do. Well, I kind of found out what I needed to do. There were lots of videos and how-tos about how to resolve it with more expensive tools like Imper and Launch and some other tool, which are all sort of 400 quid upwards. I think Imper, I think you can get that cheaper, but it's a bit more complicated. You need a laptop and all that stuff. But anyway, this tool, which is only about 130 quid, you can fix the problem with. So I've got these other. Well, we're waiting for that to load. I've got these other tools. I've got a C110 scanner there, which will read codes and clear codes, but it won't fix this problem. I've used it in the past for things like helping to resolve a particulate filter problem, getting the car to regenerate, and I've used that Autophix, which I bought quite recently, to register the battery actually just before I had this problem. So but unfortunately that also won't fix this EWS tampering problem. So they're good little tools. That C110 scanner is only about 30 quid. Autofix is about 80 or 90 quid. But this Foxwell tool, yeah, a bit more, 130 quid, but it can fix this problem. So you know, it's certainly for this problem, it's a well-priced tool, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, so let's have a look at this. So to resolve it, so I should say that I've already fixed it. Yeah, so I bought the tool a couple of days ago, worked out what functions I needed to go through to resolve it. I couldn't find anything on the internet, which is why I'm doing this video. But research has kind of got me to this point, so I thought I'd share it. So what you do is you go to service, you go into powertrain, and then you go into digital diesel electronics, which might be different if you've got a petrol car, but I should think it you need to get yourself to this adjustment functions, and then you'll see the DDE CAS function there, which is the newer version of the EWS immobilizer. You won't see EWS on here because this is a newer 2008 LCI model, and it's got the kind of slot key instead of the old, you know, proper key. So on the older versions where you've got an actual key, it's called EWS, but on these newer this newer version. It's called CAS, but it essentially does the same thing. It kind of immobilizes the car when the DDE gets out of sync with the CAS or the EWS system. I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on the language there, but anyway. So here we go. So there it is. That's what you need to go into there. I'm only going to go so far with this because there we go into DDE CAS adjustment, and I'm not going to go through it because I've already been through it. It takes you through what you need to do. Just turning the ignition on. It'll read the CAS system, I guess it's doing. Then it does its thing. It resets it, and then it asks you to start the car, and it all works fine. So yeah. That's it really. I think it's fairly straightforward with this tool. You know, I mean, it's much better than hooking up a laptop. It's just like these other little ODB tools. You can just plug it into the ODB port down there and fix these kind of problems, which is great. Yeah, I think that's it. So hope that helps somebody. Cheers, bye.